So I've been working on a mod for Super Mario Odyssey, in which every time you collect a moon, your controls randomize. This objectively makes the game worse, but does also make for a fun challenge playthrough. The mod is available for download now, but if you want to see how it ends up impacting the game, the rest of this video is made up of highlights from a test playthrough I streamed during the mod's development. I'm starting to stream other in-development mods as well, so if that's your thing, you can follow along on Twitch to see them while they're in progress. With all that said, let's jump into Cascade Kingdom to kick off the slow descent into madness that is this mod. Just to recap right now, B button jumps, A button jumps, Y and X for cap throw, it's what you'd expect. But so as soon as we get this, our life should become noticeably worse. I mean, fingers crossed. If there was ever a time where it would be broken, I would expect it to be as soon as I try streaming it. So even to progress through this bit here, we have to figure out what the A button is. And so you can see I'm just kind of randomly hitting controls. It might be R. R seems to make us jump. So cap dive is going to be press on the right stick, press ZL, press on the right stick again. We got it. Look, that's not bad at all. No. Do we try Dino Skip? Is that a terrible, terrible idea? I think I have the cap dive movement down now. Is that good? Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Sand King's interesting because there's a lot more moons accessible to us right off the front. I want to make it up to that wall, or above that ridge, so I want to think about this for a second. So a cap jump would be X, Y, X. Okay, so I'm going to try to triple jump up here. X, Y, X. Beautiful. We can kind of get this to work. I can maybe control the left stick with my index finger and crouch. This is going to be terrible. I'm going to try to get up on this wall, and if that doesn't work, then I think we're just going to try to find another moon somewhere. I'm going to try going this way. And we can go get the one on the pillar too. That's the nice thing about some of the larger kingdoms, I think, is that there's so many moons available that we have the ability to re-roll pretty easily if we want. We're going to watch me try this at least 12 times. That's probably going to be the worst part of this run, is accidentally rolling off of things, honestly. So I haven't really thought about how to do a wall jump and then a cap throw to get up here. There we go. If we had to wall jump again, I still wouldn't have gotten that. Okay, we got A, the jump, which is super convenient. Do we go for it? What was cap throw? I don't know why I tried. I don't know why I thought that would go well. It's left on the D-pad and down on the D-pad is what we've got for jump, which sucks so much. I'm gonna go talk to the Sphinx, I think, and we're gonna re-roll. Even just moving to jump into that chest and collect it is a pain. Y to accelerate, which one's Y? It's not that one. I think A is what we wanted. One other thing to consider is whether or not we should skip any moons. I'd rather go into the boss fight with these controls, I think, than trying my chances on different ones. That was me trying to cap throw and not having it together in my head. But yeah, other than those two, I don't think there's any parts of the game that would be really terrible. Maybe the biggest issue is just depending on how far away you are. Oh, controls randomized. We got a moon. Okay. I'm why can't I jump? I thought I got this one down. What would roll be? It would be X and plus, I think. I think we figured that out kind of in the nick of time. I'm quite happy with that. 2 Sand Kingdom bosses down. What did we say for cap throw? That worked out well. And I guess that means we're going to The important thing with this mod is that it's also, I think, hard for you to tell how bad I am at Odyssey normally. The thing I really can't do is if we end up having to, don't knock me off, please. I don't know how to get rid of them. When I panic, I don't remember what any of the controls are. I don't know if I know the controls well enough to do this boss fight. I looked away for a second and I died. This maybe is too much time today with me thinking. Is this it? Thank God. We did our best. If I were a better streamer, we could probably beat the game today. But I'm not. Oh God, you know what I want to do is I want to try to make this jump. I think that jump, if you fall, it'll bring you to deep woods, right? At least the joystick directions aren't random. That's true, Adam. There's two reasons for that. Like, one is that it would be genuinely terrible, and the other is that I'm a little bit lazy. The other thing that we're missing here is motion controls could technically be randomized, but that sounds equally terrible. I need to get out of first person before they kill me. How did I get here? I'm going to die. I don't know what I did. I'm alive. Okay, so crouch is up on the D-pad or down on the D-pad, which is going to make it really hard to do any sort of good jump. I have to control the left stick with my index finger, and then I'm going to have to use a thumb for crouch. I'm holding the controllers like this. We're going to have control stick, crouch, jump, and cap throw. We did it! I'm still thinking about the control stick things. Like, that's feasible. We could do that. I'm trying to picture how bad I would be at it. Well, what's going to happen, most likely, is that I'm going to release this at some point. Somebody more qualified than me, hopefully, will try playing it. And if that happens, then I think there's got to be a V2 that randomizes control sticks, too. And motion controls, because just like, let's just make life terrible. What do you think an any percent with this on would look like? This is the any percent with this on. And critically, because I am the only person with this mod currently, as long as I can beat the game, this will be the world record. If your question means what would like a any percent by a qualified person look like, I'd be super curious to hear as well. It would actually be super interesting, like if somebody really tried speedrunning this, because I bet you get really good at like as soon as you get a moon, you just like click all the buttons in order real quick and like figure out what your controls are. I don't have the mental capacity for that, but I'm sure there's somebody out there who could. I mean, any percent your muscle memory obviously matters. Like, I don't want to say that. I wasn't looking at the screen. What happened? So speaking of pressing in on the sticks being terrible, we just randomized controls because we got a moon, and now we've got pressing in on the right stick and pressing in on the left stick as our crouch options. So cap throw, jump. This is fine. We're good. We got it. So cap throw, wall jump. That was beautiful. That's going to be the best movement out of this entire run. I'm not going to be able to do that again. Guess we're going to clap now. Is it cheating to use motion controls here? Okay, it's R. We're going to do R. Okay, Bowser done. I'm going to try that one more time. Just hit the buttons earlier. Yeah. R, X, R. I feel like I did that. Is it not X? It's Y. Okay. But I haven't, like, properly replayed the story very often. Oh, so we got a moon and controls randomized. I'm still so bad at this. We got X for cap throw, R for jump, ZR for ground pound. Honestly, that's good enough for me. I still maintain it's good enough for me. I'm gonna call it there. We're gonna play through the second part of this probably next weekend. All right, actually getting started. Okay, so the A button, despite... Oh, we got a moon. This was an issue last time too. Every time we got a moon and controls would randomize, I forget everything we're doing. L to jump. And I think we saw that it might have been X to crouch. That's a really good control set. I'm gonna say really happy with that. Okay, what controls do we actually need for this fight? Now, how random are these controls? They are not as random as they could be for my own sanity. If you're watching this for a bit, you'll see that more randomized controls would be terrible. Metro's going to be interesting because there's so many moons so close together that it's probably not worth really learning the controls ever. Just to figure out what jump is. This is stressful. Okay, hey. Kagi, this makes me stressed and I'm not playing it. It makes me stressed too. It was probably worse on the first playthrough. Like, as bad as this looks now, I am better at picking up the control changes now. The first playthrough, it was like standing on a cliff and like just trying to figure out the controls to not die and failing consistently. It seemed way easier than it probably is. Thank you, MJ. Probably not true, but I appreciate it. I continue to not know why you would direct any people to this. I think this is stressful to me, to everybody in the chat. It is stressful making any notable jump in this. Like, I feel like I could shave a couple years off my life just playing this mod. This is a good example of one that's going to suck because we're going to be underwater and then have controls randomized. I'm worried about the boss fight. I'm not looking forward to it. When Mario gets a moon and starts thinking, Mamma Mia, I'm in trouble. Poor Mario, like, this mod from his perspective has to be so terrifying where you just lose all of your motor skills every time you collect a moon. Okay, we're gonna do down on the D-pad and R. Any mod where it takes 30 seconds to figure out how to ground pound is problematic. We're so close. It's right there. L? Triple moon. Yeah, when the controls are close to being normal, like, it actually starts to look a little bit like normal gameplay, which is nice. The earlier version of this boss fight in Lake from last stream genuinely took ages because we didn't try to get better controls for it or anything. I think I can make that jump. Ah, I forgot. This is another issue where I forget the controls are randomized every time we get a moon. So we should be able to roll. I guess that was still rolling. We gotta... I was trying to find jump, and changing the camera at an inopportune time was, I guess, an issue. Randomized dark side. We might have to try it at some point, but I don't like it. I hadn't thought about this. This is actually really iffy, because, like, I don't remember what jump is right now, and I can't try all the buttons, because 2 of the buttons will just kill me. We're in a long jump. That wasn't a long jump, but we're across. Let's get this one first, I guess, and then try to quickly learn controls to get over to the other one. I'm really happy with those controls. I'm sad that they only lasted 10 seconds. I want a long jump, but that's probably a bad idea. How do I get up? This goes back to the same issue that we had before. Controls have just randomized because we got a moon, and one of those controls is going to eject me. Yes, okay. I keep forgetting that there's a freaking dragon after this. Like, I'm looking at the moon total like, oh, things are going well, but they're about to not be going well. Minus B minus, and then ZR B ZR. That was amazing. I'm so happy with that. So, well, this is fine. We're okay. That was all panic the whole way through. We can do slots. Let's do slots and then the shop and then get out of here. We also can't really get out of here until we're comfortable with the controls that we're gonna face the dragon with. Okay, what have we got? B for crouch, Y for jump. That's okay. Right control stick for cap throw. I'm not happy with this, but I think we're gonna roll with it. I haven't done the math on it, but I wonder how long it would take to just get like your normal set of controls. If you decided you wanted to do darker side, is it feasible to just keep collecting all the moons in the game until you get something you're happy with? The right stick. This isn't gonna be bad. This is fine. And we're hitting the right stick to cap throw for all these. Y to jump. And I think we're gonna have enough time. Y and B. First try. Not bad at all. Yeah, I forgot that the mech existed. If we don't have good controls for that, that one is gonna suck. We've got Y for crouch, X for cap throw, L for jump. Yeah, that's the mech, okay. I think we roll with it. So, okay, I want a Pokio. X to capture. I really want to see somebody do fast strats for this with randomized controls. It will not be me. As long as we don't get hit at all, we're golden. We are so not doing dark side. I don't think there's any scenario where that would play out well. And I did want to try to learn speedrunning this game a little bit. And I'm starting to wonder if it would have been a good investment to do that beforehand. Like, there's something to be said for being better at the game before trying something like this. I think we're gonna make it. I think we might make it. Is it X? Okay. X a bunch of times. Jesus Christ. It's just a moon cave now. How hard can it be? From anybody here, do you know moon cave skip? Is it difficult? Do we do it? I don't want to do moon cave. I'm gonna Google it. That's perfect. Like, if you don't mind. That way we can all learn. We're gonna figure it out together. Cap Pro should be that. Yeah, there's half of this which is figuring out how to even do the movement with these controls, and then half that's gonna be figuring out the right geometry. So when you ground pound, start going a little left so that the left wall isn't so far. That makes sense. Okay. Is the video you're watching, like, does it seem helpful? If so, do you mind sharing the link here? Oh, I can't. I can't pause. We're gonna leave it here for a second. Is that the long segment of an inverted L? Did I miss something at the top? Oh, that's good. Let me up. Let me up. We did it. Thanks, guys, for the help. That was super helpful. I wonder if that carries over to non-randomized controls now. That's fine. We got the hat. All we need is the hat. There's gonna be one more, huh? We're good. We got this. You made this mod? Yes, and I hate it, and I regret it entirely. This isn't, yeah. This, again, isn't a randomized control issue. How did I get out? How do I get back in? I think this is fine. Nintendo themselves tried to keep us from getting back. Yeah, they threw up all these errors like you'll go away eventually. They didn't want this godforsaken thing to be played either. You guys can tell this is like literally my third time playing Pillars ever. It's gonna happen. I don't even care if we're almost dead. Do I have to hit anything else? This is where we'd stop the timer if we were clever enough to have a timer beforehand. That was beautiful. That was the world record because it's never been tried by anybody else. Jesus, 3.5 hours today. There was at least a couple of hours last time. PB and world record, heck yeah. PB and world record and first try. I think that's rare. First try, you know, if you don't count all the deaths, I mean. There's a chance I come back and play this at some point, but most likely, I will never ever touch this again in my life. It was fun. I don't want to do it again.